All right, well, let's get into the segments. First up on the show is Ronnie Vargas, a sales professional at the R&L Certified Auto Group. Ronnie, we're glad to have you on the show. You got kind of a smooth, easy way about you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It goes a long way.
Yeah, is that how you
happy
are
to be here.
out on the lot?
Oh,
too?
no. I am high tempo.
Yeah, Ronnie's leaning back and you're leaning into him. What does that say?
I'm
looking at the
super high
dynamic.
tempo. My videos is just mainly because when they see me high tempo, excited about deals of the day, stuff like that, they're going to expect me to be that when they get to the dealership. So whenever they arrive, the appointment's set, I go through their profiles, see what they look like, and then I'm waiting for them to walk in so I could be like, oh, hey, Stephanie, how's it going? And they're like, oh, hey, Ronnie, I was expecting you, you're early, stuff like that. So it's super high tempo, but, just...
And positive, right?
Yeah, of course.
Smile. People
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to come in and spend
Yeah.
lots of money,
It's like
right?
the Cheers bar version of the car lot business, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody knows your name.
Exactly.
Walk in and you're excited to see him. You give him a beer?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. Just
Give them a Red Bull.
Water all day. We got plenty of water.
Hydrate.
All right.
Very important.
Hydrate with Red Bull. I don't know. All right, so over 900 reviews on Google, a rating of 4.2. That's really good. Especially, I would think it might be difficult on a car lot to get perfect reviews. Of course, any business, right?
Mm-hmm.
no, and to keep people happy.
Yeah. And people like to complain on social media. To your point earlier.
Yep.
Over 2,000 followers on Facebook. So new owner photos, videos on special sales, and deal of the day videos. So really good ideas on what you guys are doing. Who's coordinating all of that content? Is it your boss says, hey, we need to see so much? Or?
Yeah, so the owner, we follow Andy Elliott. He's a sales trainer, professional. He flies us out to Arizona every now and then for seminars, and he just goes over everything. But we have a marketing team. He actually just hired a videographer. He's awesome. He's always putting up clips on TikTok, YouTube, wherever, of everybody. And so we're really getting everybody's name out there too. So, he's the one really running that, but it's mainly individuals setting up their own marketing as well, such as myself. I'm constantly posting reels on my platforms, and that's what really gets out at the end.
So you get your own Instagram that you're operating off of, and Facebook?
I do. Instagram is mainly just keeping that, the portfolio of all my sales, but Facebook is really where I'm shooting out marketing. I pay for my own marketing too every now and then, but if times are slow, stuff like that. But I'm really just shooting out reels, majority, like Facebook posts and adding friends constantly.
How do you know what's working and what's not? Now, and I ask that because I have people that will tell me, oh my God, I watch your videos all the time, but they never comment. They don't give a like. They don't give anything, but they're watching them. So do you have a way of knowing
Yes.
what's working?
I have Facebook Business, so I see all the statistics, how long they watch them, what they're really watching. Like sports cars really sell, especially in Texas. Everybody wants a truck, lifted trucks, so that's why my deals of the day are everybody that what somebody wants. And so I take a look at all that, look at the numbers and the review, but also our marketing team gives us some insight as well. Like the songs that I put in my reels, I look up trending songs right now. And so Taylor Swift is big right now. So majority of my reels have Taylor Swift, anything Taylor Swift right now. But so yeah, we constantly look at the market and stuff like that.
What kind of views are you getting on your videos that you put in Taylor Swift on?
Maybe 300 or 400 per video, but my biggest video was around 50,000 views on Facebook.
Nice.
I don't know what it was. I'm still trying to figure that out in the algorithm, but it had to do something with the hashtag or what it was particularly. It was just a truck, nothing crazy about it, but it just
But
went
you
viral.
weren't running around it naked or anything? Or
No, it was just
Have you
another
tried
one of my it was just another one of my deals of the day, and it just blew up out of nowhere, and everybody was freaking out, and family was calling me. It was like, what's going on? I was like, I have no idea. This is just my phone's going off. And so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just nothing out of the normal,
So how'd you get involved with selling cars in the first place? What's your background there?
So I served 5 years in the Marine Corps, and then I got out as a military contractor for another 5. But the purpose wasn't there. I was in a cubicle, or I traveled around the world migrating network hospitals. But although it was, I paid well, I did very good for myself. I wasn't happy. I was constantly going over there, away from the family and stuff like that. And I was complaining to a friend who I actually work with right now still. And he was like, hey, man, come sell cars with me. I just got promoted. I'm doing good. We're killing it. I was like, what do I look like selling cars?
Yeah.
So I joked off about it. And then a couple months later, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take you up on that because I have a clearance with the government still. And so I tried it for a few months, and a year and some change later, I haven't looked back. It's mainly because the time that I've been there, it's very high tempo. I like working for my paycheck instead of just sitting somewhere on salary. And the environment there is just incredible, especially the owner taking really good care of us. But at the end of the day, I think it's just mainly purpose. I'm like, I'm good at this. I like this. I'm having a lot of fun. And yeah, it's something new too.
Man,
It hasn't gone away.
I love that. And you just proved my point. That must be the military seat right there, because we did another podcast and there was a military vet, both Marines and Army. And he talked about his stick-to-itiveness and his follow-up game and all this other stuff. There's something about you military guys, man, and women that just like, you know, you run circles around us civilians when it comes to the follow-up and the enthusiasm and getting the job done and working for your pay and all that stuff. So
Well, you
congrats.
learn attention to detail in the Marine Corps, right? I mean, I
100%.
was Air Force, so we don't really learn attention to detail necessarily in the Air Force. Basic training. But, I mean, I saw Full Metal Jacket. That looked pretty attention to detail.
Pretty
to me.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, all day.
You've seen that movie too, right? I think it's
Oh,
probably
yes, sir.
required viewing if you're going to go into Marines.
That's day one in boot camp. That's what they show you.
No, they act it out. It's like real
Go
life.
get 'em.
Act it out.
love it.
So my son, actually, my 12-year-old, last year for Halloween, we got him a costume. He wanted to be a Marine, and so he dressed as a Marine. And then we had the dog, and he would take the dog. And so we went to Costco, and he walked in with a Costco and with a machine gun strapped to his back. You know, a plastic one, green and orange.
Yeah,
so nobody,
obviously, yeah.
so nobody was confused that it wasn't a real gun. And he's like, "Dad, everybody's thanking me for my service."
Highlight of
Good
his
job.
day.
And then the low light was we got kicked out of Costco because apparently unless it's a service dog, you can't be walking around with a dog in there. So anyway, but so I love that. So one, of course, thank you for your service, and two,
Thank you.
man, you guys are getting it done. Tell me a little bit about. Okay, you said sports cars, lifted trucks. What do people want to buy? And then what can they actually afford to buy when they come in? And tell me about how you all finance them and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. A lot of our financing, we have first-time buyer programs, a second, third chance financing. That's what we majority see, but we establish in rebuilding and establishing credit in general. So let's say an 18-year-old kid comes in here wanting a Charger. And I'm just talking to him for a little bit. I'm like, okay, have you ever financed anything before? And he's like, well, no, this is going to be my first time buying a vehicle. Not everybody jumps into a $30,000, $40,000 vehicle right off the bat. So I think the bigger picture here is just explaining to him, hey, you got to get some established credit, but at the same time, we're going to put you into something reliable, such as a Toyota Corolla. It's not going to be that expensive, but it's going to hold its value. So when in 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, if you really want to get rid of it, one, you're not going to be upside down. Two, we'll take it off your hands, put it back on the lot. And three, you'll have some rapport built with that lender, and they'll want to give you more money down the road. So then that's when you'll be able to jump in a $25,000, $30,000 sports car. But vehicles in general, we do sell a lot of sports cars and trucks, but majority of them are family units, 3-row SUVs, and economical vehicles as well. Because in San Antonio, we live 30, 40 minutes away from everything.
Yeah.
So they really want to save money on gas, especially gas and diesel being the same price at this point. They really just want something that's going to be the most bang for their buck. And so that's what a lot of sells as well. But our inventory is very diverse.
You guys do special order as well, right? Special order used cars?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so if somebody sees a Corvette and they're like, oh, but I don't want to buy it new, go to Chevrolet, they're like, oh, this is ridiculously priced because it's brand new. They want to buy used because it's already depreciated in value. But let's just say I don't have a brand new C8 or a year or two old C8 Corvette. They're going to see, hey, can you get me this vehicle, but a little bit underpriced because it's used? Like, heck yeah. So we have a huge database across the nation. And they pick the year, mileage, color, trim, everything, even to the bottom dollar of their price of the budget. And so once when we find that perfect vehicle for them, we ship it out to us, we sell it to them, and we don't even charge them for the shipping. Everything's included. And so a lot of people want to go that route as well because they see something online that we don't really have, but we'll go out of our way to do that for them.
When you guys are going to ship the vehicle to you, do you have to pay the whole purchase price before you ship it to yourself?
Yes, sir. But we also show them the rating, the maintenance, every single thing that is that we could see on the screen. We show them so that it gives them that reassurance. Hey, when it does get here, it's still going to have a warranty. We're going to cover major items, but the only downside is you won't be able to test drive it until it's here. But we have to go through the whole purchase, which majority of the people are okay with that because we're a certified dealership. If it was just ABC Motors down the road, that might be a little iffy, but the certified goes a long name in our in the process because we get every vehicle checked out.
What if there's something wrong with a car, or what if it's not quite what they expected?
That's a good point. So with the let's just say our inventory manager goes to the auction Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We only look at green light auction vehicles and 4.0 ratings and above. So if the auction were to find something or not find something that's wrong with the vehicle, our mechanics check it out again when it does get to the lot, and we don't post it online or put it on our front line unless it's 100% ready to go. Because if we're going to put an extended warranty on the vehicle at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that it's not going to have to come back, and it's going to be a headache, bad business, bad.
Yeah, and if you buy it on a green light, the auction is actually guaranteeing that it doesn't have frame damage or transmission or whatever, because if not, then the dealership can return it to them, and they have to either refund the money or fix it at the auction's expense.
Exactly.
So they put it on a green light. Yeah.
But when you guys get a special order vehicle in, you guys do an inspection of it there as well, right? But I mean, it's still already paid for.
Exactly, but I mean, nothing's really final until the customer, signs on the dotted line.
Okay.
So even if there is something wrong, we'll be upfront about that, send it back to auction, get our money back, start the process, make sure to keep the same approval, and just switch vehicles.
Well, there's one advantage right there of buying from a reputable, certified car lot. You have an assurance that there's been multiple eyeballs on it, mechanics, experts looking at it, and that there's a guarantee behind it. And you
Exactly.
could probably even buy an extended warranty from you guys, right?
Yeah, we have 2 to 3 year warranties, everything major and further. But I mean, there's warranties all over the market as well, even if you don't want to get a warranty with us.
Well, and trust is real important. I know you brought this up a couple times since I've known you. We've had a couple conversations, and it's like trust is a factor, and you're building long-term relationships with your clients for referrals, for repeat business, right? That kind of stuff. So talk to me about the trust-building factor.
Yeah, in the car business, I've definitely found that the stigma of car salesmen is not really that great. So in order to get over that, it is a lot of referral based, family trusting family, word of mouth. Hey, they really took good care of me. Especially our testimonies in the vehicle or in the videos that our videographer does really goes a long way as well. But you do still have those customers that are just like, oh, this is a car salesman. He's just trying to make a sale. In order to break that down, I really build a rapport with them from the get-go, trying to relate to them, seeing their vehicle. Oh, I have a Ram too. Like, what do you use it for? Oh, I go fishing. I used to love fishing with my grandpa, just building that relationship with them right up front. So then it breaks down those walls so that, one, yeah, I get paid to sell vehicles, but two, I want you to be able to be happy with the service. Because I don't want to just do business with you once. I want to sell your whole family. I want you to come back. I want you to trade in. I want you to bring your kids, your grandkids, everything. Because I plan on being in this business for some time. And so that's what's really important there.
At the end of the day, it could come down to price, right? So it's like trying to get that cut as low as we can, negotiate. I imagine you have some pretty cool stories there about people trying to negotiate you out of a paycheck.
Majority, not really, because majority of the time, customers just want to see their payment. So monthly. So first question off the bat is, what kind of budget are you trying to stick to monthly wise? Oh, no more than 4. I could go to 5, maybe 450. So that's what we're really focusing on. So no matter if I show them a $30,000 sales price, if their payment is at 425, 450, and then I could tell them, hey, like,
You're only going to be financing it for 22 years, so
exactly.
It's not that big a deal.
No, financing terms have gone up to like 84 months now.
Yeah.
And one time from Buy Here, Pay Here, I saw 100 months. But at that point, you could really determine that term. But since we work with lenders, it ranges from 36 to 72 months. And you could always refinance with us as well.
How are the rates doing now anyway?
They've gone up heavily since after COVID.
I remember 0.9%, right? What is it at now?
Right now, it's the lowest that I've seen is around 7-8% with our credit unions.
That's
But I
crazy.
mean, State Max is around 24-25. But
Whoa,
you
wow.
won't really. I've never seen State Max, but you won't really see State Max unless you've never paid any bills in your
Maybe
life.
Biden has to win another term and
Yeah,
we'll see state
exactly.
maximum. Hey, we weren't going to talk politics, Howie.
Yeah, hey, you're the one that started, making
sorry.
fun of the Air Force. Shit.
Or chair force, as we call it. Right?
exactly.
Hey, I was in the Air Force, so
I
that's,
know, so that gives you the right. Yes, sir.
so during Desert Storm, when I was over there, I actually stayed in Khobar Towers, Khobar Towers actually got bombed, but that was after I left. Right, there was a whole thing there. But yeah, that's how I wasn't in a tent anywhere. I didn't have to dig trenches or anything. I was in a hotel
Nice.
during Desert Storm. So don't hate me, man.
No, I've heard
Yeah.
some stories. Y'all get 5-star ratings all over. I mean, Air Force, they got it good. I'm not gonna lie. That everybody wanted to go Air Force after they joined the Marine Corps. They're like, They see airmen over there just living the life on vacation. We're just like, all right, cool. We're intense, in the heat. But
you got to have Marines, but you got to have Air Force too. I mean, those jets are awful nice when they come in.
Oh, yeah.
and help out. So if somebody's looking to get into the car business, right? Do you have like any tips or insight about what they should be looking for?
Yeah. Everybody says, they're a people person at the end of the day, but yeah, the car business isn't really about cars. It's about being a people person, but relating and overcoming the objections that somebody might have. Because there's going to be some smart customers out there that question every single little thing down to the dollar. But you have to really know how to get over that. And at the same time, I've seen so much turnover rate since I've been here that I guess the highest, like the biggest thing that I'd have to say is if you want to work, go sell cars. But if you just need a job, you're not going to make it long. So like you actually, if you have to really want to earn your paycheck, you have to really want to see the commission build up, because at the end of the day, the performance in your paycheck is up to you. And so if you just need a job, don't do it. Go work at McDonald's because they're paying well right now. But if you really want to work and see the fruit of your labor, then yeah, jump into the car business all day.
One thing I think the car business is missing is if they give me a residual cut of that monthly check, or you know what I mean, when they're that monthly payment, give me an extra $50 a month, and then I could build a book of business out of it. That's how I look at everything. Yeah. It's all about what kind of recurring revenue you can get going on. That's the only issue I would have with that. Of course, I guess you could argue you get it all up front, right? You don't have to worry about recurring because you're getting it all at one place.
Yeah. I mean, we have a saying in the car business, you go from hero to zero. You'll sell 30, 40 cars at the end of the month, but, first of every month, you're back to zero.
That's right. You're only as good as the last car you sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie.
I have another saying about the car business, by the way.
Go ahead. No,
Doesn't matter how ugly the car is, how bad the interior is. It's purple velour. There's an ass for every seat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you just have to advertise it enough to find that person that's going to love that burgundy Delta 88 diesel, 1976 model with a purple velour interior.
Where do I get that car? Because I will take that all day long.
I'll special order it for you. I'll find one.
There you go. You ever watch that show, $1 Million Wheels?
I do not know. I work so much, I'm barely able to keep
That's
track
kind of a
anything.
fun show where they order specialty cars and stuff like that.
Yeah?
It's like new and used, but I mean, it's a whole world of finding these cars and one guy who owns it, and if they got a client who says, hey, I'd like to buy a car like this, and like, well, I know somebody who owns it, and they go and they make an offer on this car and they try and set those deals up. It's really kind of a cool show.
I'll check it out. I appreciate that.
All right. So thanks, Ronnie, for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.